And we are back on another episode of the Writers Game podcast. My name is Kyle King. I'm going to be your host for tonight, seven-time best-selling author and the CEO and founder of the Writers Game. If you haven't seen me yet, we've been doing lives almost every day for the last 2 or 3 weeks. Go back and check one of our lives out. If this is your first live, I want you to like it. I want you to subscribe to the channel because we're going to be delivering content as much as possible. And you know why? Let me show you why. Let me show you why. Because the new book is here. The new books are here. So we're going to be teaching a lot of content from these books over the next 4 to 6 weeks and being able to break down concepts in my new book, The Writer's Game, The Business Behind Your Story. And we're going to be able to help market, help you launch, help you publish, help you write, help you build the business, all of these different things throughout these weeks. So look, let's get into it tonight. So tonight we're talking about the 6 steps to generating $250,000 as an author. I've been fortunate enough to be able to coach some amazing authors, develop amazing authors, help amazing authors market, launch, and publish their books on multiple channels. And I, myself, I've published 7 books thus far, and we're working on the 8th, and we're getting ready to teach people all of the different sauce that we've been able to create and all of the strategies and methodologies that we've been able to master over the years. All right. So tonight's conversation is very specific. Okay. So we're going over 6 steps and 6 mistakes, rather, that a lot of people that are trying to write books are making that are costing them $250,000 a year. And if you are already an author and you leverage these specific steps, then you'll be able to create $250,000 in revenue moving forward. All right. So let's get to it. So my goal for tonight's conversation is I want to help you publish a book in 30 days because one of the questions that I get all the time is, Kyle, is it really possible to publish a book within 30 days? And the answer is a resounding yes. Number 2 is I want to show you how you can generate $100,000 from your own story using our signature driver framework. All right. Because there's the times of spending all of this time writing and all of this money and thousands of dollars and feeling overwhelmed, those days are over. All right. So I'm going to show you how to do it strategically with our driver method. Number 3 is I'm going to show you the counterintuitive way to change your life as an entrepreneur, executive, or an expert. All right. So you want to be able to free up your time as much as possible. So I'm going to help you do that in this conversation. Number 4 is I'm going to show you and share with you the 6 biggest mistakes that authors are making, like we talked about earlier. And then in number 5, which is the biggest one, I want to teach you how you can use a book to expand your overall brand, grow your business, and increase your revenue without spending thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars on paid advertisement. All right. So the 6 secrets that I'm going to share tonight. All right. So number 1 is how to overcome writer's block. Fear and all of the self-limiting beliefs. Number 2 is how to publish your book within 30 days without typing a word. Number 3 is how to successfully launch, promote, and market your book to sell your first 1,000 copies. Number 4 is how to generate $100,000 within 90 days from nothing but your story. Number 5 is how to create 7 streams of income, 7 streams of income minimum. Okay. So in my book, we talk about 10 streams. I have a live that was last week that talked about 9 streams of income, but how to create 7 streams of income specifically from one book. And then number 6 is how to use this book to build a profitable business. All right. So is that fair? So most people that come on my lives are people that you dream of being able to share your story or share your story on stages, but you're struggling piecing all of the different messages together. Number 2 is you want to be able to create a stream of revenue. You want to be able to create an additional stream of income without working an additional 30 to 40 hours a week. Number 3 is you're probably tired of seeing everyone around you become successful. And you recognize that you have something too that you want to be able to push out into the world. Another thing is that you're struggling to break free from the internal feeling of doubt, insecurity, self-limiting beliefs, the feeling of that you're not feeling good enough, or all of these different things so that you could move on forward towards being able to successfully grow your business and grow your life. And then the last one that we see is that you desire to establish yourself as an authority or a credible figure, but you necessarily don't know how to do it. All right. And if this sounds like you, then the reality of it is not your fault. It's not your fault. It's okay. The real problem is that you were handed the vision. You were handed the vision, at birth and through experiences and at conferences. All of these visions come to your head, but you weren't provided with the steps, the coaching, and the support to be able to execute where you want to be able to go within your life. All right. So before I can get into who I am today, I think it's important for me to really kind of help you go backwards to meet 14-year-old Kyle. All right. So, when I was 14, my parents were going to a conference, or excuse me, a concert, a Maxwell concert in Durham, North Carolina. And, I asked them if I could take the keys to be able to drive to this party that me and my friends wanted to go to. It was a crazy night. I don't even know why I even asked about the keys, because I was 14 at the time. All right. So they didn't give me the keys. They pretty much said no, but I ended up taking the keys anyway. All right. So that's mistake number one. Mistake number two is that I picked up my friend. Mistake number three is that I went to the party anyway. All right. So after the party, I dropped my friend off at home. I went home. Everything was fine. Mistake number four, hopefully you're ready for this, is that I crashed the car instead of closed the garage door. Mistake number five, though, is that I wiped down the steering wheel. And then the next mistake, which is the craziest mistake yet, is that I called the cops, told them that somebody crashed the car into the garage door. Long story short, I had two paths to take. Number one was to be able to tell the truth. Number two was be able to stand strong in the lie. So obviously I've told the truth, because I'm still standing here today. And no priors, anything like that. But the reality of it is that 95% of the world experience this every single day. And they're absolutely okay with it. The reality of it is that 95% of people are taking visions that necessarily aren't theirs, and they're crashing their visions because they don't have the necessary experience to be able to launch that book, to be able to build that business. They don't have the coaching or the preparation to be able to go off and scale that company or to increase that revenue. And they end up like me, trying to do things that they're not ready to do at that time. So my goal tonight is to really be able to help you step out of the passenger seat of society's expectations and dreams and all of these different things that they have for you, so that you could be able to become the driver of your specific life as well. All right. Can we agree on that? Hopefully we can agree on that one. All right. So why should you listen to me? Number one, I've been exactly where you are. I've graduated college. I've, went to get the corporate job, played the sports, got the mentorship, got the coaching, bought books, all of these different things. But the reality of it is that I've done all of these things, but I still felt unaccomplished. I still felt unmotivated. I still was unemployed at the time. And then in a matter of 8 months, nothing that I was trying and nothing, that I was doing felt like it was really working. All right. And I never really envisioned myself being able to create the life that I have today. June 2016, I was eager, motivated, just graduated college. And I wrote down, all of the different things that I wanted to be able to accomplish. February 2017, I lost my job after college. June 2017, I was struggling. I was living in a 1-bedroom apartment with one of my homeboys, and we were living on an air mattress at the time with my 1-year-old son. And I was disappointed. I was disappointed in the man that I had become. I was disappointed in the father that I was. But one mentor, and 30 days later, I launched my first book, generated $20,000. Everybody knows the backstory, and the rest is history. I finally reached the other side of struggle, just for a piece of time. And, my life today, I've been invited to Forbes 30 under 30, built my first house from ground up, been on some of the top podcasts in the nation, launched 2 podcasts. Now we have 3 podcasts, and just done some amazing things, built a 6 and 7-figure company. All of these different things happen because I stayed focused and because I had the strategies to be able to understand that my circumstance at the time was not more powerful than my calling. And whoever is on here right now, whether you're watching the live or the replay, I want you to know that your circumstance, it has nothing on where you're being called to be in your life. Okay. So I'm going to share six steps tonight 6 steps tonight that will be able to help you propel yourself forward, write your book, publish it, promote it, and be able to profit from it in absolutely no time. All right. So, the first mistake that I want to be able to share with you all tonight is that we're writing a book just because you think you have a story. Now, this is going to be harsh for a lot of people on here, but nobody really cares about your story. There are millions of stories out there, and it's not about your story, it's about what makes you different, and that is what makes you valuable. So I want you to put that down. I want you to comment to wherever you are, whether you're on the live or on the replay. I want you to comment, what makes me different is what makes me valuable. And you cannot meet what you have never measured. Okay. So, lesson number one here is you have to understand your goals and determine what are your outcomes as an author. So, the takeaway here is that you have to realize both impact related goals and income related goals. And there's a lot of authors that we have worked with that at the beginning, they think they have a story, they think they want to be able to do all of these different things. But until you get realistic on your goals, you won't be able to really take your book, take your business, take your marketing, take your launch efforts to the next level. All right. So that leads us into mistake number two. So I want you to understand, what are my goals for this book? What are my income related goals and my impact related goals? Where do I want to make, how do I want to make dollars, and where do I want to make a difference? All right. How do I want to make dollars, and where do I want to make a difference? Mistake number two is that you're writing a book and believing it's for everyone and not having clarity on the specific reader and avatar. If you are writing a book for everyone, it will end up not getting in front of anyone or impacting anyone, rather. And this traditional thinking is why 90% of authors only sell 270 copies within the lifetime of the book being sold. The lifetime. So, what I want to tell you right here in this moment, and I talk about it in my book, is that the riches are in the niches. Who is the specific person that would benefit most from your specific story? All right. So if you even just broke down like the last year of your life and how you hurdled over, how you overcame those hurdles and those trials, who is there right now that could benefit from what you've been able to accomplish? All right. You need to identify your audience and review your reader avatar. And the takeaway here is to identify the pain that your reader is experiencing and thoroughly detail the transformation that you're going to be able to get this person through in their life, because they have read and they've implemented the strategies within your book. Okay. So when you think about this, the first step is to identify your goals. Once we've identified where am I making dollars and how am I making a difference? All right. Well, who was the person that would be able to benefit most from my story? All right. And if you think about that specific person, now you're one step closer to be able to write your book. Because a lot of people are just jumping and writing or launching or getting book covers and all of these different things. But you can't, at a coffee chat or at a party or at a networking event, easily and specifically tell somebody what your book is about and who your book is for. All right. So that's what I want you to be able to understand. So tonight we're covering a gamut of a lot of different things. And then we're going to break down these specific 6 steps so that you can continue to move forward accordingly. All right. So mistake number 3 that a lot of people make is writing loads of content, loads of content before you're able to form a connection with your ideal reader. All right. So let me tell you this. Writing a book without writing a plan is like DJing a Christmas party and not playing any Christmas music. That's what I wrote down. It doesn't make any sense, because whether your book is going to be the best possible book ever, it doesn't matter if it doesn't align with what your reader needs. Okay. So you have to be able to create a writing plan. And you have to begin the writing plan with an understanding of where your reader currently is and where they want to be able to go. So if this was like the transformative process right here, and this step was where your audience is, and this step is where your audience wants to be, all of those steps in the middle to be able to get them from here to here is the transformative process, is the totality of learning experiences. It's important for you to be able to create a step-by-step transformative process to help get your reader from where they currently are to where they desire to be. And these steps will eventually turn into the chapters and the themes and the major takeaways that someone will be able to gain in your book. It's important for you to grab their attention, open their heart, and impact their lives. You can't do that, especially at a deeper level, if you're not familiar with what they're actually experiencing or what they're actually dealing with. All right. So mistake number four, and we're going to fly through this content tonight. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section, reach out to our team or reach out to me directly, and we'll be able to get some answers for you. All right. So mistake number four is you're spending several hours, and even days writing and typing the words to your specific book. It's not only easier to talk rather than type, it is much faster, and research shows that your speaking is 7 times faster than typing. You're going to save 82% of time if you just communicate your words rather than sitting in front of a computer and typing it. So check this out. An average page of text takes about 2 minutes to speak. 2 minutes to speak, but 14 minutes to type, which means speaking, it has an 86% time savings. Stop typing, start teaching, while leveraging online software to transcribe your book in absolutely no time, and whether it be minutes. Sometimes it's faster than that, all right? Otter, Trent, there's voice memo on your specific phone. All of these different things are platforms that you can leverage to be able to speed up the process of getting your book actually written and out to the world. Once you understand your goals, then you understand your reader, then you have the content mapped out based upon the reader transformation. Now you build out specific workshops per chapter. You record yourself delivering that content. You upload it onto Otter. You get the draft, take it through Grammarly for a soft edit, then send it over to an editor to work on for the 2-3 weeks. And then now you have something that you could be able to pre-launch. Oh my gosh. Now you have something that you could be able to pre-launch in the marketplace. So what? So that you can start generating revenue. And now that pays for the designer, that pays for marketing, that pays for all of these different things that you want to be able to do. All right. So I'm going to give you this, the takeaway here. Once your book content is organized and fully outlined, leverage online software to speed up your writing process. Think it, dictate it, then create it. All right. 5 steps. There's 5 steps that I want you to follow. Organize your chapter content, locate an online transcription software, record yourself teaching the content, export the transcribed file to a document, and then send the book to an editor to finalize. It's that simple. If we understand the goals, all right, how are we making dollars and how are we making a difference? If we understand the reader and who is this book specifically for and how am I going to impact that person? If we understand how to illustrate a roadmap and understand all right, how is this person getting from this place to this place? Then we're able to understand, all right, well, how are we going to shoot the specific content? All right, how are we going to turn all of these thoughts, all of these pain points and challenges and desires and all of these things into a transformative process into actual content as well. All right. Mistake number 5. A lot of us are launching books to the public with no online or offline systems. Look, if you have a book without a system, it's like driving a car without an engine. It's not going anywhere. You can't drive a car without a transmission, without an engine. It's just not happening. So stop putting together amazing books without the systems, without the upsells, without the funnels, without the email marketing, without the triggers and the tags and all of these different automations to support your book. Systems are what will help your book grow, flow, endure, and sell. All right? It's that simple. The better your systems are, the more successful you will be as an author. Selling the book is important, but the overall experience of your customer prior to the purchase, during the purchase, and post-purchase is what will separate you from any other author out there. You have to be able to have these systems in place. I'm going to be implementing another, and I'm going to be teaching on here live. If you go back to the last week's live that we talked about, I talked about the 7 systems that every author needs. I talk about it last week. All right. Then mistake number 6, and we're gonna land this plane here soon, is believing that the book sales are the key factor to generating profit from your book. Look, I've talked about this over and over and over again. I have 3 videos last week and the last 2 weeks that talk about the 9 streams of income, how to generate $30,000 in pre-launch. the 8 places to sell your books, and all of these different things. I'm talking about brand partnerships, communities, nonprofit organizations, platforms, coaching and expert communities, all of these different places, licensing, curriculum, certification programs, all of these other ways to make money rather than just book sales, rather than just book sales. So if you're only thinking about book sales, then you're missing the mark on all of the potential opportunities that follow a book being published. All right. So number one, we have to understand what are our goals. We have to determine our goals. How are we making dollars, and who are we making a difference in their lives? All right. Once we understand that, now it's time to review our avatar. Who was the specific person that is going to benefit from reading this book that I'm writing? Once we understand that, now it's time for us to illustrate a roadmap. If we understand our reader and we understand where they are and where they're going, the transformative process is the process in the middle, and those steps turn into the chapters. Once we have the chapters, now I want you to do this. I want you to think it, dictate it, and then go off and create it. I want you to put this into some type of presentation form, record the content, upload it to a transcription tool, put it into a document, send it over to an editor, and now it's time for you to pre-launch. But you can't pre-launch without your systems in place. Now you need to be able to establish your systems, and then once your systems are established, it's important for you to focus on revenue generating activity. These are the 6 steps. I want you to go back to last week and watch the 7 systems that every author needs. I want you to go back to last week and look at the 9 streams of income that every author needs. I want you to go back and look at the 8 places to sell books as well. All of these different things will support your efforts, but if you don't understand these foundational steps and these foundational tips, it's going to be hard for you to get over those humps and be able to have the type of success that you deserve as an author. Look, if this is your first time coming onto the page, subscribe. If you're watching the replay, can you like it, comment under it? And if you have any questions, please feel free to comment. I promise I will get back to you as soon as possible. I love you guys so much. I'm thankful that we got to share this time together, and we'll see you guys next episode.